Hello guys. I recently viewed my analytics and found that people are watching my video but not subscribing my channel. Please subscribe my channel so that I can feed my cat. Hello guys. Today, I am going to show you a comedy drama film from 2002 entitled Thunderpants. Warning: this is a spoiler content. So, watch out and take care. The movie begins and we see a woman giving birth. Her husband and daughter are also present in the delivery room as we see her pushing to deliver her child. On a screen, the audience sees that, while inside the uterus, the baby has farted, and due to the building pressure of the gas, he shoots out of his mother and into the air. Thankfully, the doctor is able to catch him and hand him to his smiling parents. As Mr. Smash asks the doctor to take a family picture of them, Patrick, the newborn baby, passes wind, making everyone look at him. We then see that the Smash family struggles with baby Patrick's flatulence. The sounds keep waking them up on the baby monitor. And while that is still somewhat tolerable, it's what comes along with the unbearable sound. The farts have a lethally bad smell. One night, as Mr. Smash gets up to feed the baby, he is so taken aback by the smell as he opens the nursery door that he stumbles back into the shelf on the wall. The baby cries and farts all night long, making his parents' life miserable. Finally, one night, Mr. Smash comes up with the idea to tie a garbage bag around the baby's waist so that the sound of the farts is reduced and the smell contained. But unfortunately, the bag gets so inflated that a pair of scissors lying on a table cut into it. The resulting sound is almost a blast and wakes everyone up. We keep seeing Mr. Smash with new bandages every time, so damaging are Patrick's farts. Eventually, Mr. Smash comes up with another idea by the time Patrick reaches toddlerhood. This time, he connects the baby's bottom with a big pipe that will carry the foul gas outside the house. The father seems pretty proud of himself, but as it turns out, Patrick moves around and one time he walks away farther than the pipe can allow, making it dislodge from the window and onto Mr. Smash's chest. As Mr. Smash stares at the end of the pipe in horror, Patrick farts and knocks Mr. Smash unconscious. And he has to be taken to the hospital. Mr. Smash tries to keep himself busy with his work and is hardly ever home until one day a few years down the line he packs his bags and leaves the family for good. This breaks the family apart in more pieces than one, as Denise, Patrick's older sister, and even his mother blame him for everything. But life goes on and soon it is time for Patrick to join the school. Patrick is a lonely child and is very excited about the prospect of starting school. His mother is a little apprehensive as she hugs him goodbye for the day, and so begins a new chapter in Patrick's life. In class, it doesn't take long for Patrick to pass the wind, making all the children get up and point at Patrick in accusation. He is immediately alienated from the school's social scene as a result. But there is one kid who doesn't move away. Alan is a nerdy-looking redhead who has the uncommon condition of anosmia, which makes him unable to smell. This proves golden for Patrick as the two of them become best friends and start hanging out together. They remain friends as we see them grow older. But unfortunately, having one good friend does not make Patrick's troubles go away as he grows up being bullied at school. One day, during morning assembly, the students are asked to remain quiet while an important guest speaks. But Patrick is unable to keep in his fart and lets it out. This gets him suspended from school for a couple of days. Also, a funny thing to note is how Patrick is the only one not wearing the school uniform at school. That day, as Patrick returns home and watches TV, we find out that the kid is really passionate about becoming an astronaut. He religiously follows any shows related to it and keeps up with all the different astronauts on his little TV. Another thing we get to know is how to contain the toxicity of his farts. Patrick is only allowed to eat whole grain foods at home and pigs out on junk food otherwise whenever he can. He also doesn't get along with his sister, who continues to be antagonistic towards him and even mocks him for not being allowed to eat normal food like beans as she can. But for Patrick, the saddest thing in his life is that he knows he cannot become an astronaut one day because of his problem. If he's allowed to go into space, he will soon blow up the spaceship he is in. He also watches an astronaut on a TV show, telling people that the most important aspect of becoming an astronaut is being patient and in complete control. This ends up motivating Patrick as he asks Alan for help. Alan wants to become a scientist when he grows up and is pretty damn capable as of right now as well. Alan asks Patrick to wait outside his garage as he works on something to help eliminate Patrick's problem. Patrick sits outside Alan's lab for hours, a pile of junk food wrappers growing around him as he waits. Unbeknownst to him, someone takes a picture of him from a car. But things are otherwise looking good for poor Patrick as Alan finally emerges with a contraption he calls thunderpants. These pants don't allow the gas to escape, but transfers it into a box. The box then stabilizes the smell and lets out clean air. This has the potential to change Patrick's life, and he is ecstatic and extremely grateful to Alan. Patrick goes home that day and purposefully walks up to his sister eating a plate of beans and eats a spoonful. But of course, this has no negative consequence thanks to Alan's contraption. We see the thunderpants further in action during the assembly at school the next day. The students are again supposed to stay silent, and this time, Patrick's fart doesn't get him into trouble. During lunchtime, Patrick goes up to Alan and asks for his help yet again in trying to find his unique talent. He wants this because of his biggest inspiration, an astronaut called General Ed Shepard, who said in an interview that every astronaut has one. Alan bluntly replies that Patrick has no unique talent, even though he is looking at his friend in a pair of pants designed to contain his farts. While they talk, Patrick's elation is short-lived as Damon, the bullying kid, mistakes the box attached to the thunderpants as a lunchbox and takes it from Patrick. As he opens it, he is blasted in the face with a foul smell and a green substance. This makes Damon livid, and he ties Patrick up to the monkey bars. The kids harass Patrick, tearing away his clothes and breaking the thunderpants. They step away when Patrick has to let out a fart, but meanly begin calling him Fart Boy, chanting it to make fun of him. He stays home the next day, traumatized by the bullying and humiliation he had to endure at school. Alan, being the good friend that he is, arrives with a new and improved set of thunderpants. But Patrick has given up on trying to suppress his farts. He tells Alan that he wants to become an astronaut, to which Alan replies that for that one needs to be physically fit and pass a lot of exams to qualify. Patrick knows that he has none of these capabilities, and while he knows Alan is telling the truth, gets very angry and walks out. We later see that as Alan is returning to his house, two people in a black car, looking like secret agents, are spying on the kid. In their file are photos of Alan and even Patrick. In the next scene, we see Mrs. Smash finally taking Patrick to see a doctor. The results come in and the doctor is shocked to see that Patrick has two stomachs. While this is no less than a miracle, the doctor claims that it is an entirely useless one. However, Patrick is not fazed. He's glad to find out something unique about himself and believes that this uniqueness will help him in the process of becoming an astronaut. He goes to tell Alan about this. Alan has been working on an invention that will make man fly for 100 meters, which is for a science competition. When Alan gets to know about Patrick's condition, he comes up with a strange, yet brilliant idea to power his machine with Patrick's farts. He begins working on his machine, and the day of the competition arrives. We see various contestants trying out their flying machines, but none of them works. Some break and some are laughable in their stupidity. Then it is Alan's turn. He and Patrick walk out with Alan's machine and Patrick straps himself in. He farts, which powers the machine, and it begins to fly. The crowd cheers in surprise, but things go awry when one of the pipes gets loose and the gas is spread all around. Alan quickly fixes the machine and is able to win the competition. The experience empowers Patrick for the first time in his life, and he goes to stand up to Damon. A scared Damon runs into the forest where Patrick corners him and farts in his face, knocking him unconscious and causing a wave to carry out in the forest. When Patrick goes to see Alan, he sees that Alan is getting into a black car which drives away. Alan's father informs Patrick that he has gone away to another country for a long time and has left him a note in which Alan has wished Patrick the best of luck with his dream. Patrick is disheartened without his friend, but one day sees on the news that a group of scientists has become stuck in space, and a worried Gen Ed Shepard says that they hope for a miracle. One day Patrick is visited by the opera singer Sir John Osgood, who was also at his school the day he had gotten suspended. John believes that Patrick's fart can help him reach the correct note and asks Patrick to come with him to other countries. Patrick agrees, in hopes of coming across Alan somewhere. John utilizes Patrick's fart on his final note, which skyrockets his career, much to the annoyance of his competition, Placido P. Placido. Patrick travels all over Europe with John, and we see that John makes Patrick practice his farts before he is allowed to eat. One day, Placido visits John and comes across Patrick instead. John's secret is thus revealed, and Placido adds a laxative into Patrick's food to sabotage John's performance. While John is performing that night, Patrick farts, but the fart is so strong that it rattles objects and breaks glasses, shocking everyone and also making John unable to hit his note. Placido quickly reveals John's secret to the audience, but while he's talking, a spotlight that had come loose due to Patrick's fart falls on his head, killing him. This makes the police arrest John and Patrick, holding them responsible for killing the man. A trial starts in which no lack of witnesses claims Patrick to be guilty. One day, a reporter asks Patrick his thoughts, which are seen by Alan. Patrick is proven guilty and sentenced to death. The things this kid's farts have led him to. Anyways, as Patrick is about to be shot, a man intervenes. This is the very same man who used to spy on Alan and has come to legally take away Patrick. Patrick is taken to a private jet, where he is happily reunited with Alan. Alan explains that he had been asked by the US government to help rescue the stuck astronauts as they realized his genius. And Alan reveals that they believe Patrick is the only one who can go into space to save the astronauts in a spaceship powered by his farts. He is taken to see Gen Ed Shepard and Alan's team of young scientists. He is put through training and exams, which he promptly fails. This worries the men, but Shepard has faith in the little kid. The day of the blast-off arrives, and the whole world watches as Patrick steps into a spaceship, including Patrick's mother and sister. Alan is informed that there is a chance that the ship will blow up a few moments after takeoff, and worriedly tells this to Patrick. Patrick says he's willing to try nonetheless and blasts off by farting, which is multiplied, in order to power the spaceship and takes off. The crew cheers, but gets worried when the connection with Patrick is lost. Everyone watches on anxiously, but soon the connection is restored and Patrick is back online. And so, Patrick is seen traveling into space. His greatest dream now comes true, and he goes to rescue the astronauts. His mission is successful, and he returns back to Earth as a hero. The entire world celebrates his return and welcomes him back. And from that day on, no one makes fun of Patrick's flatulence, and Patrick himself comes to value his unique ability. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked this video. Subscribe my channel to never miss out any video.